Cocaine's effects cannot be understood through brain chemistry alone. While cocaine powerfully alters key neurochemical systems, craving, repetition, and harm are shaped just as strongly by environment, stress, learning, and social context. Norepinephrine is the brain's primary chemical messenger for responding to threat, stress, and heightened arousal. It drives the classic fight-or-flight response, preparing the body for rapid action. In short bursts, elevated norepinephrine can feel energizing and sharpening, producing alertness, intensity, and a sense of readiness. However, cocaine use often takes place in environments already marked by pressure, instability, or threat. In these contexts, cocaine does not simply stimulate the nervous system. It locks the body into a prolonged state of hyperarousal. With repeated or sustained use, excessive norepinephrine activity becomes harmful, contributing to severe anxiety, paranoia, insomnia, hallucinations, and dangerously raised blood pressure. Financial stress, unsafe housing, nightlife settings, criminalization, and interpersonal conflict all create conditions where cocaine use becomes more likely and more harmful. Over time, the body becomes conditioned to associate stress-heavy environments with cocaine use, reinforcing both craving and relapse risk even in the absence of conscious desire. Dopamine plays a central role in motivation, learning, and reinforcement. Cocaine disrupts these systems by blocking dopamine reuptake, producing an artificial and short-lived surge in dopamine signaling. This teaches the brain that cocaine is highly significant and worth repeating. Environments linked to cocaine can trigger craving without any drug present and without a current chemical deficit. Emerging research also shows that cocaine acts on sigma-1 receptors, which influence cellular stress responses, neurotransmission, and neuroplasticity. These mechanisms may contribute to compulsive use and relapse independently of dopamine. Serotonin helps regulate mood, impulse control, emotional stability, and social behavior. Cocaine increases serotonin availability during intoxication, contributing to early euphoria, confidence, and emotional warmth. With repeated use, serotonin systems become depleted and dysregulated. This can contribute to low mood, irritability, impulsivity, and impaired judgment, particularly during come-downs and abstinence. The experience of cocaine changes markedly over time. Early use is dominated by stimulation and pleasure. Chronic use reflects neurochemical depletion interacting with entrenched routines, habits, and environmental cues. Cocaine's effects are brief, typically 5 to 30 minutes depending on its form and route of use. With crack cocaine, the hit lasts about 4 to 5 minutes, whereby cocaine powder can last 30 to 45 minutes. When the drug wears off, dopamine and serotonin signaling drops sharply, producing a crash marked by low mood, fatigue, anxiety, irritability, and intense craving. Cocaine places extreme strain on the heart and blood vessels. It increases the risk of heart attack. It can cause stroke due to raised blood pressure and clot formation, and potentially fatal arrhythmias. These harms are often worsened by sleep deprivation, poor nutrition, social isolation, and ongoing stress. Cocaine can induce psychosis, often involving paranoia. It contributes to persistent depression and loss of pleasure, anxiety disorders and hypervigilance, and cognitive impairment affecting judgment and impulse control. Different methods of cocaine use carry different risks. Smoking crack produces rapid onset, high addiction and psychosis risk, and high cardiac danger. Injecting carries risks of abscesses, endocarditis, and blood-borne viruses. Snorting causes nasal damage and septal perforation. Cocaine forces the brain into a short-term chemical overdraft by flooding reward, arousal, and mood systems, while also reshaping learning, stress responses, and behavior through both dopamine-dependent and dopamine-independent pathways. But people do not use cocaine in isolation. They use it in specific environments, under specific pressures, within specific lives. This presentation was brought to you by TB Consultancy.